Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Brickhouse Exchange, and I have here with me today UFC's own Matt Semelsberger. How you doing today, Matt?
What's up, Brick?
All right, man. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having
it,
me, brother. Appreciate
yes, sir. Just wanted to ask you a few questions today, man. What got you started in MMA?
So, very beginning was me watching the first UFC 1s and like UFC 2 and stuff like that on like VHS and DVD at a couple of my wrestler buddies' house. They're like family friends of mine. So we would just like go in his basement and he would show me these videos and these DVDs of like the older UFC fights, but then also at the time the current ones, which was like kind of like the Forrest Griffin, Chuck Liddell era. And I was like fascinated by it. So I was like, dude, this is something I want to try.
Man, UFC 1, like back in those days, man, it was crazy. Like no weight classes. I mean, you might see a sumo wrestler versus like a karate guy. It was crazy, man. Yep.
Yeah. So we got Hoist, obviously, going in for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that was like, obviously, anyone who ever watches the first UFC 1, especially at that time, it's like, holy crap, this little tiny guy is freaking beating all these like enormous jacked muscle heads and stuff like that. So that kind of added on to the whole like lore and like just fascination with it. So I started begging my parents to let me train, and of course they were like no at first. They were like not about it, even though they let me play like football and all that stuff. But eventually they slipped up and they finally let me start training. And that was probably around like 9th or 10th grade, and that was my first introduction to like mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. And I started in Frederick, man, and then fast forward, and I was like a senior in college, and it was already kind of heavy on my mind that I wanted to try and make a run at fighting. And yeah, man, dropped out of school and started it up.
Been at it ever since, man. That's cool. So you jumped straight into MMA. It wasn't like a specific art, cause
yeah. So I was always like, I'll attribute that to like me playing sports my whole life, cause like, dude, ever since I was like 6 or 7 years old, I was playing football, running track, lacrosse, wrestling, like. So it was kind of fitting that I kind of just got bumped into straight MMA training.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so which is kind of like what it's getting to nowadays when you talk about like the evolution of the sport. Back when it started, it was style over style over style. Now it's like, all right, you got to be good everywhere.
Yeah,
if you want to be
well-rounded.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So what keeps you going, man? What keeps that fire burning?
I would definitely say my family and my friends and like the people close to me. Because when it comes down there, man, that's what really matters. We got like a short, finite time here, man. So most important thing is going to be the people around you. So that's definitely probably my biggest why. But more personally, man, I just want to challenge myself, and I want to grow as a person. And fighting is like the perfect thing to do that, because it tests your physical, it tests your mental, and it damn sure tests your spirit. Yeah. So me, man, I've always just been this type of person. I just want to like see how high I can go, and that's just kind of like when you talk about like my fire inside of me, man. I just got this like compass inside of me that's like pointing straight up, like, hey man, we gotta keep going up. So
most definitely, man. And you're in one of the most recognized organizations in that sport. So what does it feel like coming out? You know. Feel like, you know, Coliseum, or what does it feel like?
It does in a way, man. And actually, because dude, Gladiator is like my favorite movie ever, hands down. So it does feel like I'm walking into a Coliseum. So like it taps into like a very, not in like a bad way, but like a primal state, like a very like metaphysical state where you're like, it's unlike anything else, man. I kind of like joke around with people. I'm like, it's like a psychedelic trip, dude. It really is. You're just But yeah, dude, I'd say that's the best way I could explain it.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So when it's time, like, how do you turn it on? Like, how do you hit the switch, man, and go into just kill mode?
So music's a big thing for me.
Okay.
I love music and all types, hip hop, metal, EDM, house, all that stuff, man. So I kind of have like a playlist of things, and that kind of like is just kind of like the background, just to kind of set the tone for the thoughts that I want to kind of bring up and the energy I kind of want to bring to myself before I go out there. So the music is huge for me, but also just like kind of Yeah, you know how, like, you don't want to spend a lot of time looking back because you want to go forward and progress. So like on fight week, I take the time to actually look back and reflect on things and like be thankful and just be grateful that I'm there. And oddly enough, you wouldn't think that gets you in like a rah like kill mode, but for me, man, it does. I think there's something to be said for it because it's like if you think about like anything you go and do and you really want to be there and you really want to do it, you're happy to be there. Think about how much like you actually try, how much effort you put out. So it's like being there and being happy to be there and grateful to be there only makes me want to turn it up even more and put out more effort. So the music and then the reflecting are probably the two big things that kind of flip the switch. And then if that doesn't, man, I just, I'll self-talk myself like on some David Goggins shit.
Okay. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, man. So, I figured, man, to do something like that, you got to be a little insane, man.
Oh, you have to, for sure.
For some of the workouts and stuff that I do, man, you got to kind of zone out. And I know at some point it's probably like all mental,
For sure.
I mean, you can only do but so much with your body, man, but your mind has to take over at some point.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like, there's so many like cliche things when like it's all in your head, or it's like 90% mental and this and that. And a lot of people will hear that and be like, yeah, I know, but it's like, it's so true.
Most definitely, man. Cool. All right, Matt. Let them know where to find you, man. Social media handles.
Yeah, so I'm mainly active on Instagram. Semi the Jedi is my handle. I'm on Twitter as well. I'm trying to build up my following on there a little bit, but I just don't get on it as much. But Instagram's usually where I'm active at. But Semi the Jedi.
All right, man. Can't wait to see you back in the octagon.
Appreciate you, Brick.
Yes, sir. Thank you.